to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, we are going to talk about Saquon Barkley, last year's number 2 overall selection, the running back out of Penn State. And he's a running back that is my favorite player on the team. I absolutely love him. I love the way he carries himself on and off the football field. I think he's a leader. And I think the quotes that have come out today about Saquon Barkley shows just how much of a leader this guy is. This guy does not make excuses. He always puts the blame on himself, never his teammates. The same thing Eli Manning used to do. It's the same reason why we loved Eli Manning. Eli Manning for years could have blamed the offensive line. He could have blamed the coaching staff. He could have blamed his wide receivers. He never did it. He never put the blame on anybody but himself. And Saquon Barkley has excuses to put the blame on himself, right? Suffers a high ankle sprain. His recovery time, people said, probably be back around the bye before the Bears. He's back like 3 weeks later because he's a freak. And in my opinion, was clearly not 100%. But he refuses to take the blame. He says, I should be playing a lot better. This, that, the other thing. We're going to get into the quotes. But this is why we all love Saquon Barkley. And it's why I laugh when people say that we should not extend Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley needs to be a New York Giant. He needs to be a New York Giant for the foreseeable future. His worth is not just what he does between the lines. It's what he does off the field. There's a reason this guy was given the captain badge just 2 years into his short career. And what I hope and think will be a Hall of Fame career for a running back. The last couple of weeks do not change my opinion on Saquon Barkley. I still think he's the most talented running back in the sport. He does things that nobody else can do, and I think when he gets to full health, whether he wants to admit it or not, he will be back to 100%. Of course, some of this could be mental as well. He may be trying to do things that he, doesn't want to try to do things that he doesn't think he should do to re-aggravate the injury. Once he is 100% comfortable, I think we will see what we saw over Saquon Barkley over the first 18 and a half weeks of his NFL career. But let's jump into the quotes and let's see why we all absolutely love Saquon Barkley. Here's the first quote. When asked if he's hurt. Did I look hurt? No, Barkley said after the practice at the Quest Diagnostic Center on Wednesday. So let's stop making excuses about how I'm hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm not 100%. No one is 100%. I could pull up multiple clips where you could see I'm running the same way I did in college or in my first year. This season is not going the way I would like. I'm not going to blame it on anyone else. You got to point the finger at yourself first. I got to be better. I'm going to keep working. And then he finished with this. Barkley insisted it's going to get better. The great ones figure it out, Barkley said. And if I want to be great, I'm going to figure it out. And, I want to get a quick video up on it, just how much I love this guy, man. And I know it's going to get better. Like I said, this guy is probably the most talented running back, in my opinion, since Barry Sanders. I'm not saying he's the best. He doesn't have the stats to back it up. McCaffrey, for God's sakes, is on pace to, have, 2,600 yards from scrimmage. He's a phenomenal running back. But in terms of pure God-given ability, Saquon Barkley is as good as they come, and I have no doubts once he gets to full strength, he will be the leader for this football team on and off the field, and the offense will revolve around Saquon Barkley. And that is what the most encouraging thing will be for me as a Giants fan next year going into the season. Having a fully equipped, healthy Saquon Barkley with Daniel Jones with a year under his belt, learning the playbook better, and now he has that crutch in Saquon to be able to tear apart defenses. Of course, you don't want him to re-aggravate the injury, and that is why I didn't want the Giants to rush him back in the first place. But I can't have anything but love for this guy, for going out there, giving it his all, and when he doesn't succeed, he doesn't blame anybody but himself. It's one of the things that I hate about a lot of players in the NFL. And I'm not going to put out names, but there are plenty of players that look to blame other people on the team instead of pointing the finger at themselves. Saquon Barkley is all about the team. He never puts himself above the team, and that's why he's my favorite player in the NFL, and it's why I think he has a bright future in this organization and will be the best running back in football once he gets back to where he needs to be. And I think it might start this week. I really think Saquon Barkley may have a strong turnaround these last 5 weeks of the NFL season. Now, it's not going to be easy. The Green Bay Packers run defense is somewhat suspect, so I could see him having a pretty good game this Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited to see if he can bounce back. He showed some signs in the Chicago Bears game, in particular that one run where I think they alluded to it in the quote, where I think he busted it out for about 25 yards He's starting to show some of the mobility. Against the Jets, it was clearly evident he's not what he was. Now, the offensive line isn't doing him any favors, but the offensive line didn't do a lot of favors last year either, and he found ways to get the job done. Once we improve this offensive line and Daniel Jones gets more experience, this offense can really take off in year 2 and 3 of the Daniel Jones regime. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, but I'm still behind Barkley, and I still think he's going to be the guy that is the focal point of this offense when the New York Giants get to where they need to be. Saquon Barkley is the freaking man. As always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.